Welcome to What's Happening. My name's Terry Duenas, and we're going to hopefully entertain, excite, and encourage you to check out something that's going on right now on Cape Cod. And I'm here with artist, welder, Rachel Paolino.
Hello.
I kind of blew it. I kind of got your name right.
You did.
I
You
didn't
did.
do it too
You got
badly.
it.
Rachel, welcome. It's nice to have you here, and we're excited because you have a show.
Yes.
Tell me the dates.
I have a show called Fathoms, a solo show, and it's on currently now until Monday, April 22nd, the Monday after Easter.
Great.
So, and it's at the Cultural Center in Yarmouth.
Which is a wonderful place to show your art, and there's a lot of activities at the Cultural Center. We love that.
Yeah, it's a great place.
Beautiful.
I'm really excited to be there.
And so it's a nice place for you to show, and your art is kind of unique. Your art is it's welding or fabrication, or how do you refer to it?
Yeah, I refer to it as metal art or metal sculpture. I mainly work in steel. I do weld a lot. I hammer weld. I hand cut with a plasma cutter. Everything is done by hand, so each piece is one of a kind and unique. I have a few pieces that I have templates for, but even with that, every piece is different.
Fabulous.
And I also do lots of commissioned work, like table legs and railings and home decor type stuff, in season projects like that to keep me going.
So as you've done your art, it was interesting because I asked you before we started, are you just an artist? And I realized that you're many things other than just an artist, but you make a living at your art.
I do, and I love the sculptural art, like wall art and things like that, and people have walls in their house and they have space for that, and so it's, on the Cape, it's been great. People are really appreciative of the arts and, want local artists and like having a story to tell behind the
Everybody likes
pieces.
a story with
and
the art.
Yeah, so even like with, the railings or the table legs,
Sure.
They don't want just something they can, get at the big box store, and they want something that speaks to their own style, and they can tell their visitors, the cool story behind it.
And what's your background? Do you have an educational background in art?
Yes. So I went to Rhode Island College for art. I originally was into photography. My father and uncle had a flower shop when I was growing up, and my dad was really into photography. My uncle went to painting school, so I've always wanted to be an artist. So I started doing photography in high school and then went to college for that. But after taking a few 3D classes, my professor asked if I had thought about doing sculpture, and I really liked it. And
Wonderful.
I'm already doing art. I'm not going to make any money anyway, so why not go into sculpture?
So your family never said, your family has an artistic background, so they never said, oh, honey, be a kindergarten teacher.
Right. I heard that from a lot of, like, my friend's grandmother was like, you should go into computers and there's no money. I did hear that from other people. There's no money in art, but my family was, they encouraged me, and that's what I wanted to do, and so
that's wonderful.
I did it, and it took a while. After school, I did other things like photography and sales to make money, and so just about 2.5 years ago, I stopped doing everything else and just focused on and opened up my business, Welding Creations.
Welding Creations is
Yes.
your company. Wonderful. And I asked you also, do you have a website so people can go and take a look at some of your creations?
I do. It's weldingcreations.com or .net. I have both, so.
Great.
And I'm also on Facebook, Welding Creations, and Instagram,
Excellent.
Welding Creations.
So you got the social media covered. You've got to promote it. That's the only way to go. I'm here with Rachel Paolino, and who has a show at the Cultural Center of Cape Cod in Yarmouth called Fathoms, a solo show, and on her welding art. And I got a little sneak peek looking at it, and it is amazing. It is unique.
Thank you.
Now, I especially liked the some art that you made. That's a fish, a shark, out of Harley gas tanks.
Yeah, so I got this idea. I wanted to make an anglerfish, and so they're really
With the
deep
big
sea,
teeth.
the big scary
Yeah.
teeth, and they have the fishing lure, the little luminescent lure
Awesome.
at the end. And I was planning on, which I mostly do, just fabricating it from sheet metal, raw materials. But then I started thinking about this shape that I like, which is kind of a teardrop shape, which is found in a lot of my pieces. And I thought about gas tank, like a motorcycle gas tank. It would be the perfect shape. So I asked around, and a friend of mine had a couple, or it's a one tank. It's like a double tank, the older tank. So there were two of them basically. So then I decided to make two anglerfish.
Those are awesome pieces. Those pieces are worth coming down to the Cultural Center just to see those.
Thank you.
Now, if you ask me, Harley aficionados are going to come and say, I'd like that in my collection.
I think someone like that would really like it.
Would go very, very well. How long have you been on the Cape, and how long have you been doing the welding? Is it new to you?
Well, so I've been on the Cape for probably about 10 years now, and I started doing the welding in college. So let's see, probably maybe about 15 years now.
Wonderful.
I've been welding. So,
Good.
but on and off, kind of. I didn't have a shop when I first moved here. I'd work. Like a friend worked in a car garage, so like I'd make stuff there every once in a while, but I didn't have my own space. I didn't have the equipment, and just recently, a little over 2 years ago, I started getting back into it. Started buying, I bought a welder. I bought a few things, and I started in my backyard. And there were people working on the house next door, laughing that they had never seen, a weekender welding in the outdoor shower or whatever.
There you go.
So, so then I quickly got my own, or I shared a space with a friend, and then got my own space, and so now I have my studio workshop on Queen Anne Road in Harwich.
Fabulous.
And it's a great spot.
Well, we want to encourage everybody to stop by between now and April 22nd. I just want to be sure to get it right. April 22nd at the Cultural Center of Cape Cod. It's at 307 Main Street in South Yarmouth. And take a look at Rachel's work. Welding Creations is her company. And I'll tell you, you have got a fan in me, and you certainly have a fan in your husband. He called me to say, boy, my wife's work is, you ought to see it. You ought to come and see it. It was great.
Thanks,
and
Terry.
so he was terrific, in doing that.
He's a great supporter.
Excellent. That's nice to have patrons of the art that are nice, that are in your family and close to you. Stop in and see that. The Cultural Center of Cape Cod, that's one of the things that is definitely happening. Will join us next time. See you soon.